Hi. Right, I've spent the last few days thinking about what would be really essential for you to have at home for you to successfully homeschool your child for a length of time. Lots and lots of things you can gather from around the house, you can get from outside, but there are a few bits and pieces that are going to come in really handy, and some of them we'll be using in our lessons as well. Okay, so firstly, colouring pens and colouring pencils. Children will use these for all sorts of different things, so if you've got some of those at home, that would be perfect. If not, try and get hold of some from somewhere because you're definitely going to need them. Next, some paint. It could be watercolour paint like this, very cheap, and ready mixed paint like this, also quite cheap and easy to come by. You can pick it up from supermarkets. So if you haven't got any paint, please think about purchasing some. You're going to want to use it. Okay. I have put together a pack for the children in my class. If you haven't got a pack like this, it's something that's quite easy for you to put together with a few bits and pieces that we use in school and that I know will come in handy for the lessons we're going to be doing together. So here is a little pack that will be available for you to come and pick up for your child. In here, I have got number flashcards all the way up to 20, although nursery children will most likely only be using them up to 10, if that, okay? But they're all there up to 20 should you need them. So we've got some of those. If you don't have them in a pack, just make some, scribble some on some pieces of paper, that would do just as well. And then here, for our Read Write Ink sessions that I've been talking to you about, are some Read Write Ink flashcards. So we've got Speed Sounds 1, the first set, which is mainly just the alphabet, for you to work on with your children, as I've already described in one of our videos, and these we'll be using in some of our classroom activities too. So keep hold of those, keep them safe. I have given each of you a little pot, and in the pot there is a small amount of Play-Doh. This isn't going to last for months and months, so you might like to consider either buying or making some Play-Doh of your own, but it should last for a good while, so long as when you've finished using it for our dough discos or activities, you pop it straight back in and keep it safe. A pair of scissors, again, I'm sure probably lots of you have got some at home, but scissors, you're going to need those. Giving everybody a Pritt stick. May not have a Pritt stick, and the children love gluing and sticking, so you can use a Pritt stick. Another great way of making glue, if you're sticking maybe leaves and things, is to make flour and water glue. Just mix up a bit of flour with some water to make it into a paste, and then you can use that as a sticky sort of glue with the children as well. Doesn't cost much. You can have everybody a pencil, everybody a paintbrush, because I'm assuming that you are going to have some paint, so obviously you use your paintbrush for that. But if you don't have paint, you can put a little bit of water in an old yogurt pot. Your child can go outside and they can do painting on the ground out there, especially when it's sunny. So paintbrush, very useful. And then I've given everybody one of these. So here we've got a whiteboard. If you don't have a whiteboard and you don't have one of these packs, I suggest that you get hold of one somewhere, because it's something that you use all the time with little children. They really, really like being able to mark make on something where they can rub it out, and you can just use a tissue to rub it out. If it starts to get a little bit sort of dirty looking, then just give it a spray with some anti-bac spray, give it a clean, and all the marks will come off. They much prefer this to paper. Again, not being stereotypical, but lots of the boys much prefer to write on here where they can rub it off straight away. If you've got a child who's a bit reluctant, then whiteboards are brilliant. This side is blank. This is a sign I would use mostly. It just happens to have lines on the other side. Sometimes the children like having a go at writing on lines too. So a whiteboard and a pen. Now this is one of the best things since sliced bread for teaching young children, and it's a clear plastic wallet. And in that clear plastic wallet, and you can buy these from Amazon, but we have got one in your pack for you, you can put a piece of paper, and then your child can use a whiteboard pen to write over that piece of paper and then rub it out afterwards, which means that if you're working on something like their name, you could have something inside with the letters on and they're writing over it. You can rub it off and they can do it again and again and again. So you're not wasting paper, and it's going to save you so much time. So these are fabulous. Now, I've just got an example here. So in school, what I would often do is print something out for the children. So this is somebody who's writing the first couple of letters of her name. So she can practice it there and then write it underneath. You don't have to print something out. You can get a plain piece of paper. You can scribble on it whatever you want, and then the children can write over that. So again, write straight over and then rub it out after. afterwards, and you can take the piece of paper out and swap it for something else. So you've all got one of these. If you don't have one of the packs, look into purchasing those. They're not expensive and they will last a long time and save you a lot of paper and a lot of money. Okay, so that's our basic pack. Those are the things we're going to be using in lots of our lessons. If you haven't got one and you want to knock one up and then join us, feel free. Okay, see you soon.